welcome back to our channel.
Hello, I'm feeling so snug, so cozy.
So snug,
you know?
so cozy. Me too, boo. I'm going to move it even
I thought you
more.
were just taking the mic.
No, no, no.
Copying me, you know, and you annoy someone by just continuously copying them.
Same thing.
Oh, no, what happened? Are you okay? Oh, is it just water?
It's only water.
I tell you what,
What is with us? We're so clumsy.
We are potentially the two clumsiest people who decided to get married.
Thank goodness that wasn't my cup of tea. That's the main
we'll
thing.
just try that afterwards, you know. That's the good thing about water. Everything can get wet, doesn't stain.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's only on a wooden floor as well.
Well, let's just remember to get that tried up. So yeah, I'm feeling cozy. We've got our chocolate, we've got our cups of teas. We're going to answer some questions.
I went a bit over the top with a chocolate mukbang. So we decided we'd do, we couldn't decide what mukbangs to do. And we were going through doing a food shop. And I was like, let's just do a chocolate and tea. Our two favourite things, festive chocolates and cups of tea. That's enough for a mukbang, especially when I'm on the job.
Festive chocolate and caramel nibbles.
Yeah, so basically I started with the festive chocolate. So I started getting like the Winter Wonderland edition and all that. And I was like, we'll do taste tests.
Yeah, because it is now November, so yeah.
Then I just started adding in random chocolate and it just got too much. But it's okay. So I feel like we should just like lay some of this down.
I love Lindt because like these obviously aren't really Christmas chocolates, but they are Christmas chocolates. Like who in their right mind is buying Lindt balls? Is that what I'm going to put on? Like not at Christmas, apart from Carys.
My family does, to be fair.
Your family are
I feel like Lindt, they look Christmassy though because of the...
Is this a Christmas pack again?
No.
No.
No. I don't think so. So yeah, I've got like Cadbury's little robins to try and stuff, but we're also...
Dime.
I know.
We're going to be sitting here eating the dime. We're going
No, it's a bit like not spicy. What's
sticky.
the word? Like sticky, like
really
crunchy.
kind of gets into your teeth, doesn't it?
It really does.
Like proper candy.
Okay, so I've got the questions up here and I thought we would just answer questions as we go, you know?
Yeah, well I'm going to open something.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to try first the Dairy Milk Little Robin Dime.
Oh, go on, I'll try
this
with you. Yeah,
oh, they smell good, mind.
Well, I hope they don't smell bad.
They don't.
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, maybe we should have one of these. Oh, it's a little...
Did you say it was in a leg?
Love. Do you like? Not too much dime.
No. It's very good.
A little hint of dime.
Yeah.
Just to make it different enough than just the plain dairy milk.
Shame the chocolate actually has nothing to do with Robins. It's just a ball. But I guess the packaging was... if you hear any goo gagas or baby screams, it's probably my mum. She's over looking after Amber. Yeah. And a little playtime.
I can hear her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have another one of those because that was too darn good. So, first question. Do you have mum guilt or dad guilt over having more babies? I'm 16 weeks and have almost a 2-year-old. Congratulations, that's really exciting.
Yeah. Sorry, let's concentrate on the Maltesers. Let's kick out.
Yeah, that's why I got that. I thought that usually is like looks like the Malteser packaging. I wonder like what's it? Is that got Kit Kat consistency in it or what? Is it just plain chocolate? It's just plain.
It's only got a little bit of wafer in it.
Interesting.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so
go on.
This is actually something we've discussed because I find it really interesting. Carys is one of 4 and I'm one of 2. And I think it all depends on what you want as a parent and like how you want your family dynamic to be. Because I always said I would quite like not to have too many kids, maybe 2, 3 max, because I would quite like to kind of be able to be at everything that those kids do.
Yeah.
And I think once you potentially have 4 plus, if
it's
they
hard.
all play football on a Sunday or they all kind of, you can't really split your time.
You literally can't be in 4 places at once.
No.
So obviously that is one of the hard things about having more kids, is obviously that. But obviously then you get 4 times the love, 4 times all that. So there's pros and cons.
Yeah, and then you've got big families, which is always fun.
Always fun, like games.
I mean, like always fun. Sometimes not fun.
Sometimes arguments. Yeah, my family of 4 was, you know, sometimes arguing, but sometimes we'd have, you know, enough. You'd have 6 people to play a board game or things like that.
Too many. 4's enough.
James, like surprisingly, given that he's like quite keen on having a not smaller family, but like you're like 2 kids or whatever over 4.
Yeah.
you're obsessed with like Modern Family, Blackish, which is a show we watch where they have 5 kids. How many do they have in Modern Family? 4?
No, they have 3.
Oh, 3?
And then they have 2, and then...
Yeah, but it's a show about
a big family
all together.
We're very close to your parents.
We are.
We're close to my parents. And we're quite close to our siblings.
We are.
So, we can have that big family.
I think what the question also is asking is like whether it's normal to feel guilty when you've had your first child and then you're pregnant with your second child and you're thinking, you're feeling guilty for your first child that you've got this other one coming along and you're not going to have time for them. I would say I haven't even gotten pregnant with my second child yet, and I already feel guilty for when I have my second child. I'm like, am I going to have enough time for Amber? Maybe I shouldn't have another child because I won't have enough time for Amber. It is so normal. Or how am I going to love this next child, as much as I love Amber? The mums that I speak to, my mum gang, they've got, all of them have got more than one kid, and they say, that is exactly what you think until this child comes. And so for the person asking this question, it is so normal to have what?
I was going to say, as soon as the next one comes, you're like, bye to the first one. That's exactly what you think. And then you're like, who is this older child of mine? Bye.
No, but it is clearly one of those things that everyone thinks, how am I going to do this? This isn't like, whatever. And the second one comes along and they just say your heart just splits in half. Not in half, your heart doubles. Your heart doubles and it just...
Wait, no, it doesn't split in half.
It doesn't split in half.
You don't have less love.
You don't.
Each child, you have more.
Apparently. I haven't had more than one, but it's something I'm already nervous about. There's a piece of light that's like, look at that, split my head in half.
Where we go?
Yeah, could you like shut that?
Which shutter is it?
No, it's the one that's just kinked.
Oh.
Yeah, I think. No, other side, other side, other side, other side. There, press it. Honestly, you have to literally, So it's one of those things that lots of people talk about, and it's very, very common. And don't panic. You're going to be an amazing mum. So however many babies you can have 1,000 babies, 1,000,000 babies, and I believe your heart will just keep producing more love for those children. So you're going to be amazing, and it's natural to feel guilty. So don't feel guilty about feeling guilty. If that makes sense.
I also think it's interesting because it's something to think about. Because everyone tries to plan their families. Obviously, sometimes you can get pregnant accidentally. But it is often something good to think about, kind of what kind of family dynamic you want and how that would change whether you have 1 kid or 6 kids.
Yeah.
Because they are completely different family dynamics then, aren't they?
They are. But I can just see pros and cons of both right
that's
now.
what I'm saying. There's definitely
no, I know there are. I'm like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Do I want 25 kids or do I want 1?
Don't have 25. Don't have 25. I don't know how much money
I'm loving the big...
got.
I know. It's
25's not happening.
I love how it's about the money, not about me and my body.
Oh no, you're fine.
In pieces. My pelvic floor's gone after 1 child. Do you feel your lady bits, love that, look different after childbirth? Mine do, with a sad face and a crying face. I feel like this is something that's going to be very, very different for every person because it's really dependent on how your birth went, how your pregnancy was. For me, personally, I don't notice a difference. Do you notice a difference?
I don't notice a difference.
You're not inspecting too much, to be
fair.
fair.
I've got my magnifying glass out.
Checking
I haven't yet. And I've done one of those side by side, spot the difference.
Before.
And I haven't got any yet.
You haven't got any circles? No. You haven't got... No, I found a few. There's definitely a few. And I will say this, they are so normal and so natural. Whether it be stretch marks, I don't even know what... like skin tags, they're called. My mum called them before, where it's just like bits of skin that you may not have seen before that now just are there. That could be to do with whether you've been grazed or cut or tear or whatever. I know it all sounds really scary if you've not had a baby, you've not given birth yet. I never ever want to scare anyone when it comes to stuff like this because obviously in my experience it's all been really, really magical, even when it has gone wrong, like with the preeclampsia and going into hospital in the ambulance and everything. I still can sit here and say it's just the best thing ever and it's amazing. So I never want to scare anyone. But at the same time, things do happen, things change, and it's a massive thing that happens to us as women. And things down there probably will look different and probably will feel different as well. And I think it's one of those things that you kind of just have that mentality of like, well, there's nothing I can do now. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's the brutal honesty of there's nothing I can do. This is because I birthed a child and I'm freaking awesome. And if you, I don't know, I just feel like obviously it's hard because you want to be, you want to be there sort of being like, you know, and my partner should feel that way as well about it. But I think sometimes we're too scared to even have the conversation, and so we almost make up in our head what they're already thinking before they've seen it. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of over dramatize in your head, oh no, my partner's gonna be like, ew, oh my god, it didn't look like that. But half the time,
spot the difference.
yeah, I can't spot the difference. Half the time, I don't think people even notice because we're like way more harsh. No, we're way more harsh and pernickety on ourselves than others are in general anyway. Yeah, and then also, I think if your partner does care or is mean to you about it, then foof them. Because you're freaking amazing, and it's just one of those things. Like honestly, hens, there's more to life, isn't there? Like really, are we going to spend that much time thinking about our down below lady bits and how they've changed? I know it's hard. I know when you look down there, it feels like the be all and end all, but it's not. There's so much more to life. We've just got to try and value those other things, because when things change, it's really hard.
Because no matter how magical it is having a child, and no matter how magical the experience was, it's understandable to kind of be upset by a change that you didn't want to happen. Like everyone knows, like going into having a child, whether it's physical or whether it's just like, you know, as a guy, kind of your life changing and your lifestyle changing, you can still like be upset and mourn what you've lost, even though what you've gained is so much more and so much better. So I don't think it's as easy as kind of being like, you know, just think about it as, you know, you've given birth and stuff, because you might feel great about the fact you've given birth and that's all gone well, but you are still upset by changes.
I love that. That's really true.
And that's the thing. We can sit here all day and say, think about this, think about that, you know, and be positive about it, but there's no solution. It's just, it's just a side effect, and often, you know, a negative side effect to childbirth, and it sucks. I think it's just good sometimes to say, it's a bit crap. Yeah,
sometimes
that
it is
happens.
just...
It's crap that women have to go through it, and have to not only go through it in the moment, but then have
those things forever.
For life, you know, with your pelvic floor, and with tears, and with scars, and with stretch marks, and, you know,
sometimes it just
you
sucks.
can't love them and it just sucks.
Yes, because as much as I advocate self-love and I talk about it so much, you know, it's quite far to feel self-love and ultimate love towards bits that have changed down there, you know? And you don't have to feel hard on yourself if you, like James said, you just, sometimes you're just okay with saying, this sucks, full stop.
This sucks, but it's not worth thinking about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Try and remember that there is more to life, even when... you know, that's kind of a stupid thing to say, and in some circumstances that can be really frustrating when people say there's more to life, and it's like, so take the time to mourn, take the time to be upset, all those emotions are okay, and at the end we just hope we can come out and be like, you know.
I think it's, like as a guy, like there's nothing like that as a guy.
I know!
Like you don't go through any physical changes or anything at all.
I know!
To have a kid, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel so lucky. Although, you know, most women would say, you know, they love the opportunity.
I do.
Like you've always said, we've had that discussion. I'm sure that's the case with a lot of people. But I think the majority of guys are quite happy to be like, okay,
you do that.
You can do that. But yeah, I think it's okay. So like, I think as a guy, you know, you're like, oh, I haven't got to see my friends down the pub on a Friday night, you know. I feel really sad about that. I think it would be unfair to straight away be like, oh gosh, you know, get a grip, you've got a kid now, you're meant to be happy. It's like, well, you're not saying you're not happy, but you just miss that small aspect of your life, you know?
Online as well.
Although most guys probably just go to the pub anyway.
Defo. See ya!
Which is good. It's good to keep aspects
No, it is. 100% it is. Such a hard balance, isn't there, to keep throughout the whole thing. Yeah. But especially being online, like every time we say anything negative, we are, you know, hauled with, you're so ungrateful, you've got the easiest baby, I can't believe you're and it's like, if anyone, that's not even just online, I'm sure that's within friendship groups, within parents, within, I'm sure loads of you have had comments and you're not even online, they're just from people you know, which is so much worse. Surprisingly, we don't care what strangers think about us, but you actually do care about friends and family, and so when they say those things as well, it can be really, really hard. And so I'm just here to tell you, you are allowed to complain, and it's not because you're ungrateful. You can love your baby, but hate what it's done to you. You can love your baby, but mourn what your life was before. You know, all those things. Anyway, we've spent a long time. We're always like, we're going to do quick fire questions.
I know. 20-minute video today. Let's do something quicker fire. Should we do some?
Is Amber still in your room or in her nursery? She's in her nursery. She's such a big girl.
I know. It kind of, we didn't think about it.
We didn't.
She just basically outgrew her next to me cot.
Yeah.
And she liked to sleep kind of spread out in the night, and she would be like getting annoyed and like grabbing the corner of the bed and stuff. And so without thinking about it, we just went, right, she clearly isn't sleeping very well. You know, and she was napping in her cot for a long time during the day, and also we used to put her down in her cot at 7, and then when we went to bed at 11, I'm saying we kind of slowly transitioned her to the cot. It wasn't like and then when we went to bed at 11, we used to take her back into our room. But yeah, we just decided then, no, okay, we're going to keep her in a nursery with the camera on and with...
She was just happy there. So she's gotten along really well in there.
Really well.
I know.
Yeah.
She still wakes up in the night, doesn't sleep through, but that's got nothing to do with whether she was in the next to me or in, you know, most people are keen to get them in their own room because they're meant to sleep better. For us personally, that didn't happen. She didn't sleep any better. She's already been a great sleeper. She does feed and go straight back to sleep, so, you know, no complaints from me. But
I think it's harder because, you know, she wakes up, you hear her on the monitor, you then have to go in, feed her, but you know,
and we also leave our door open as well, so we can hear her. Oh yeah, better for you, hon. You sleep all night. But yeah, she still feeds roughly twice in the night. Do you guys have any pre-Amber regrets?
Ooh.
So I feel like the only one that comes back to me is I wish I'd gotten drunk a bit more. Now that sounds weird because I've never been a party gal.
No.
I've never been like loving nights out. Like in uni, that just wasn't my vibe. It wasn't me. But there's been, you know, we had quite a lot of fun on our honeymoon. We like got drunk loads, and it was just like we had a good time.
Yeah.
A couple of drinks, bit of banter, tequila shots, you know the one. But too many times I think I was a maybe not boring, but like I didn't really appreciate how little I'd be able to do that now. Not only obviously do you have a baby, but obviously I'm breastfeeding, but there's quite a few things. There's breastfeeding, and then there's just the fact that obviously you have to be looking after your baby. So whether you're breastfeeding or not, you can't really go out and both get, you know, drunk and come back. Like, it doesn't work. So there's a lot of things. It's the only thing.
Stay overnight in your house with you.
It's complicated.
You can't come home like 11, like drunk, and then be like, I want the baby now.
Yeah. So there's so many things that we still can do. Like I didn't think we'd be able to go on date nights, go for meals, go bowling, do all that. We do that. We put her down at 7. James' mum comes over, watches her, and we go out and do anything. It's like it's like we don't have a baby. It's like that temporary, and that is magical. But the one thing we can't do. So the only one thing that I wish I'd done a bit more maybe was
because we were never big drinkers. So we've been going out since 6th form.
We're not,
and we didn't drink like we didn't party much at school. University, I didn't like the taste of the majority of alcohol. When I say the majority, all, I just didn't like alcohol. I was my taste buds developed very late. You know, people would be there at uni drinking beer, and I hated the taste.
And now we love it.
Yeah, okay,
Now we got the baby, we love that.
I'm not trying to advocate drinking too much alcohol, you know. You've definitely got to watch how much you drink. It's a health issue.
Oh,
but no, I agree with you, and like I love it. We did start to before you get pregnant, like, you know, once a week we'd go out on a date night, we'd share a bottle of wine. And it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? And
we can't do that so much now.
No, we have to share a bottle of wine and I have to drink 4/5
all of it. Would you like a Christmas tree?
Thank you.
So yeah, that's my one. We were talking about it before, and that obviously was one of yours as well.
Yeah.
Only because I feel so grateful that a lot of the other things that I loved doing before but we still can do.
Yeah. I think I would have loved to have done a little baby moon.
Oh,
even if it wasn't abroad, just do like a couple of nights in a spa hotel, like really late on, or like 36 weeks or something. Very nice, get you a little pregnancy massage.
I would have loved that.
Cute, wouldn't it?
We were desperate to go, weren't we?
We were, yeah.
But with COVID, it just wasn't happening. Yeah. How has your mental health been lately? I could go on forever about mental health, so let's keep this one quick fire.
Okay.
How's yours been?
I think it's overall been fine. I think I've been really quite happy.
I think it's been really good lately.
Positive, and
I think with the changing weather, it's been a bit.
Yeah, I think like even today, it's brightened up now, and we're meant to have a week of good weather, which is good. But the last few days have been miserable, and I think, you know, like you're thinking, oh, I've got to take the dog in this weather, and you know she's there, so happy, and you're like, yes, I'm looking forward to taking you in the rain.
And it's dark, and a bit more gloomy.
You just feel so much less productive.
Yeah,
like the clocks have gone back now, haven't they? And you just feel a bit like, Oh, it's dark when you wake up, it's dark when you go to bed.
100%, really
It's
hard.
dark when you go to bed.
Surprisingly.
It's
dark at 3 p.m. when you're trying to, like, you know, continue working.
Not quite yet, but soon.
About 5 p.m. at the moment, it's dark. I would say overall, it's been really good. Like, for me, I feel like, personally, I feel like I've been saying so much lately that my mental health is, like, in the best place that it has been ever. And I know I've said it in a couple of vlogs recently, but it's just because I feel like since Amber, I've not been letting my anxiety get in the way so much of things.
Yes.
So, like, I've been going out to the baby classes. You've run out of tea. Do you want to make another? We've been going out to I've been going to the baby classes. I've been meeting friends. I've been having people over all the time, which is just not unlike me, but something that I would feel very nervous about before. So, like, we'd have our friends round, we put a date in the calendar, and I'd be a bit nervous about it coming up. Last week, we literally had people round every day of the week.
I know.
Different people, and I was just loving it. Like, I get energy from it, and I feel like nothing stops me. Like, if I want to go to Home Sense, I'm now not nervous to drive there, which I have been in the past. If I want to order myself a Starbucks, me and Amber went to Starbucks on our own the other day and had a hot chalk. Like, I just feel like I'm just living the best version of myself at the moment.
It's so nice seeing you kind of make friends and, you know, just be so happy and so positive.
Yeah, like, I think before work was my everything, wasn't it? Like, work was, and work still is my everything. I love this job. I love what I do. But I think before I had my priorities. I had work, and then there was a big gap before other things. Whereas now I've got work running alongside all my other priorities. And I love it.
Yeah, and it's so nice to see you kind of so happy and so kind of like I used to be like, oh, should we have so and so?
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
You've always been James.
I'd be too tired because you would work kind of really late, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
About 10 p.m.
Or I'd be like, yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. When now it's like, okay, well, you know, I'm probably because I'm up earlier with the baby. I've got more hours.
Yeah.
I'll get that done tomorrow morning at 7. When I used to get up at 9. So yeah. On average, I feel like my mental health's in the best place. And I feel like yours is really good as well.
Yeah, I think mine's really good. I usually have I have a quicker turnaround. Like I'll feel down for a couple of days. Yeah. And then, so it's not really.
But I also feel like yours just goes.
I know.
You're fine. Really. Like anytime I ask James how's your mental health, he'll go, yeah, it's like that. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, fine. You just won the lottery. Yeah, fine. Oh no, all the lottery money's gone. Yeah, that's fine. He's always fine. Would you do a vlog with your parents? I love this question. No. So, sorry, should we try this new chocolate? Sorry, I'm going to do a taste test. So this Winter Wonderland one was delicious. White and milk chocolate together, lovely. Let's try this new one, which is...
chocolate dark already.
Yeah, I do as well. Winter Orange Edition. We'll just try this one.
I feel like that's really sickly.
Yeah. So yeah, we keep our friends and family quite private. And a lot, I do show them here and there. We do show them here and there in a video here and there. We show them and on whatever we'll show them. But I think people probably underestimate that don't vlog how much of a big thing vlogging is and being on the camera is. And I think you can be the most natural, confident person. And as soon as someone turns a camera to you and goes, "So, how you doing?" I know it's got orange pieces in it. Not feeling it? I like that.
I like it. I like most chocolate.
I like all chocolate.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sometimes people just don't have that want or desire or confidence to be online. No. And also, we feel very protective over our friends and family.
Yeah.
And whether it's people commenting on how they look or people commenting on the things they say or how they sound, like, we just have no interest in putting our friends and family online because we are fine at dealing with the negativity.
Yeah, we don't.
But what we don't want to see is other people being negative towards our friends and family, and that we don't want them to see it.
No.
Because we're used to it, and we know that there are some not very nice people out there that kind of spend their days doing that. They clearly don't have anything better to do, and so they'll watch people's videos that they don't like before even watching them, and then comment on them.
It sucks.
Why do people spend their life doing that?
But it makes me sad because imagine having time to do that, and imagine
what you could do with
doing
that time.
that. Imagine what you could do with that time.
Yeah.
I barely have time to sit down with a cuppa. Like
they must take
joy.
Yeah,
I think people take joy from that.
But that's why we don't really show our friends.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I was really nervous about our wedding video going up.
Yeah.
Because obviously we had speeches in it and stuff, and I was like, oh.
To be fair, we've never actually had negativity, but like
not about our friends and family.
No, people are. I think people are like lovely on a whole, and I think as in like.
Oh, like all of you
I
guys
think trolls
are lush, but then people kind of turn up every now and then.
Trolls.
Or they specifically target your channel. Or
yeah. But I think even trolls sometimes draw the line at like going after friends and family because otherwise people like come for them in the comments because you know what I mean? Like even like our followers would then be like, you know, it's fine to go after James and Carys, they're used to it, but not the family members. Doing the cute speech, yeah. How long did you and James wait to have sex after you had Amber? So the whole kind of thing is like 6 weeks. Then I found out it was 4 weeks or something that is like recommended. I think so, but then someone said it was
6 months.
6 years.
We don't have sex now. 7 months.
Yeah, I think it's around 4 to 6 weeks. Anyway, we waited 10 weeks, which seems like a lot, but although after like a week of having a child,
we didn't really wait, did we? In terms of, we weren't counting down the days.
We weren't, that's what
and
I mean.
I think that was quite nice.
It was lovely.
We weren't like, oh.
It was lovely.
It was nice having more than 10 weeks off. No, but it was nice because I feel like I thought about it, and I think it's something you can't help but think about, like, oh, what's it going to be the first time, and all this and all that. Until we didn't think about it. We weren't like, we have to wait 6 weeks, but let's plan to do it on this night. And, like, there was literally no discussion, and then when like the magic happened,
honestly, it was. I was really surprised.
It was like sparks, you know, fireworks going off.
Yeah, that could have been 10 weeks.
It
could have been ended up being 20 weeks.
I have no idea how long afterwards it was.
10. I went back and only because in another video, someone asked, and I was like, I don't know. And then I went to, I was like, I wonder. And I went to figure it out.
But I think that was quite nice. We didn't put any pressure on it.
It was lovely. And you know what though? It might not go like that. It might not be sparks and positive. It might not be like that. And that's actually, you know, I think more unusual than usual for that to happen. And I think.
Do you think people put too much pressure on it though?
I think there's a lot of pressure on it, and I think like talk to your partner about it if you feel confident to. But I remember I saw a poll on someone else's story about sex after having a child, and it was something like 80% of women had voted that they felt disgusted by the idea of having sex after having a child. So maybe by 10 weeks you still feel disgusted by it. And I know that there comes a time where you are going to feel like, you know, your partner wants that, it's how you connect, blah, 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 and you feel awful for still feeling like you really don't want to have it.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard because you want to have it because that's what you like, you know, a way that you connect with your partner, and yet you don't want to have it, and it feels different and weird and horrible, and I think whatever you're feeling is normal. Nothing's going to be straightforward after having a child in terms of all the emotions are all over the place, everyone's feeling different things, so whether, you know, you want to do it after 4 weeks, it's fab, or it's not, or whatever, take it at your own pace with your partner and just try and communicate as much as possible.
But
that's
also,
the tips I would give.
Even if it's nothing to do with how, you know, you're worried or whatever, you're potentially just physically exhausted.
And you don't have time.
And I just think there's no need to put pressure on either way, unless you want to put pressure on it, obviously.
Yeah. There's much less time after having a child.
There is.
It's more difficult. This one's kind of linked. How have you found your libido after having Amber? I'm struggling with a sad face. So I think in general, the libido. Are you
going to like go on sex education, become a sex therapist?
I love talking about sex, Helen, because it's such a taboo subject, and I want to break the stigma.
I think we've broken it in the last like 20 Q&As we've done.
I know. My mum was always really open with me about it, and I've always been really open about it, and I think I want to really be like that with Amber as well, so.
You're that person in the women's change room, weren't you? That just strips down completely stark naked, walks around, and then you're like, oh, I only came in to put my hoodie on.
Shut up.
Put it all back on.
No. I'm that person that just wants to talk about sex to people because I just think people don't talk about it, and even if you've got a really good group of friends, sometimes you don't actually feel like you can still talk to people about it, and so you worry and you have all these concerns on your own.
Sorry, every time you're over with the girlfriends, I kind of like come in to make a cup of tea and they're like, nope, I go again.
Still talking about sex and another one and periods and everything. I love all those type of combos. Anyway, so yeah, libido is sex drive for anyone that didn't know. So sex drive after having a baby, lots of people's sex drive goes down. I actually found that my sex drive went up, and I was talking to James about this the other day. Nothing to do with having a baby, but
me being a dad just got you going.
Dilf.
You were like,
I was like, hun.
Hotter than ever.
In that cream outfit as well. You guys know the one.
Crying alongside Amber. Still going to sleep.
A boy that knows his emotions. We love to see it. So I was on the implant before Amber, and I know that messes with all your hormones, and it's hormonal and it's all, and anything. Anyway, before I say what I'm going to say, I would recommend the implant. It was great. It's a great contraception. There's lots of different contraceptions though, but obviously I always recommend contraception if you don't have a baby.
Stigma against a particular contraception because
different
things are different priorities for different people.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm saying right now, being off my implant and off that hormonal contraception, so like they say that hormonal contraception can cause dryness, it can cause, you know, hormones to go all over the place or whatever. So anyway, I felt like my sex drive was a lot lower on my implant, and I was a lot drier, and so that all is just better now that I've been off my implant for so long. That all equates to me to more sex drive and better sex experience. So in that's a positive, but like I said before, jump back to where I was. Even if I knew that now, I wouldn't have come off my implant, because the implant was just the right thing for me at that time in my life. So it's just different times, but it was I guess that's like a positive that I can see from coming off my implant and sort of letting my hormones adjust a bit.
I do think it's frustrating that there is a complete lack of contraception for guys.
I know, and also a lack
they had that tablet, didn't they, that apparently they trialled, and guys were like, oh, it's causing my emotions to be all over the place.
Yeah, there was
That's exactly what women go through on contraception.
Thank you!
I want to trial it. I want to trial it.
It's not available now, is it?
Well, I think it was only available for trial. I don't think it's available.
I know, I remember them talking about that. But there is like one option, I think, for non-hormonal. I wish there would just be created more non-hormonal ones. And
it's tough because the only way to have a non-hormonal would be to literally either condom.
No, the non-hormonal coil they have.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh.
But like, the only way to have it non-hormonal is so obviously the hormone stops the egg, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When non-hormonal, they would literally have to stop the sperm and the egg from meeting.
Oh.
And that's much more difficult to do, isn't it? To stop a sperm and egg
Is that
from
why
meeting.
they have the coil? Because it goes into
I'm
the
assuming
uterus.
it somehow stops sperm. It kills off the sperm before it gets there or something. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird how it does
it. It protects the egg and stops the egg.
Stops an egg releasing. Maybe?
No, because that would have to be hormonal, wouldn't it? If it stops egg releasing.
Yeah, true.
Does the coil stop periods? No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I know the coil was non...
Maybe we should research it before we try to give advice.
My mum, I know, I should know more. My mum's a GP who does family planning, so she's always giving me all the deets on all the contraceptions and everything like that, and talks me through them, and it's like, you should have the coil, this or that, or try different ones. So yeah, there are so many, but that, you know, different ones work. All my friends are on different ones, so like different ones work for different people, so it's all about finding which ones work for you. Favourite place you've ever had sex? This is the last one. Well, second to last one.
They all be about sex.
I know. Sorry guys, I think I screenshot them all in one row. I got a bit sex-cited. Favourite place you've ever had sex?
Please don't watch this if you're not interested in hearing about lots of sex things.
I know. Okay, let's do a quick fire for this one. Favourite place. I will answer this one by saying me and James are so vanilla, so you won't be expecting anything exciting like a bowling alley.
So mine is a super comfy spa bed.
Spa hotel.
I think there's been a few of those.
There's been a lot of those.
Just the perfect spring and bounce.
Just on holiday. I just like that.
It's generally
when you're
quite
feeling
good.
a bit sun-kissed, when you're feeling a bit...
You know, you're looking at your partner in a swimsuit, you know.
Not lycra swimsuit. But my favourite place recently was on holiday when they had like a bathroom. Basically it was in the bathroom. But they had like a shut off, and we were sleeping obviously in the other room, and we wanted to do it in a different room. So they had a great little, huge bathroom actually, with like a sliding shut off door. So, you know, we just got down in there. And I really like that.
No spring or bounce in there.
Absolutely no spring or bounce in a tiled floor. But there we go. And similar question.
Oh, that wasn't the last one.
What are your Christmas plans? Very related.
Is it festive? So you eating snow? Oh my gosh, I got through way too many of those. I thought I was eating hardly any, and there's 2 left.
I've eaten a few, don't worry.
Okay, thank goodness. I thought that was just me going for that one.
Oh, Christmas plans.
So we're not big cooks. I can cook, and I'm okay at cooking, but I don't love it. It's not kind of a joy, it's a chore.
Yeah.
And so we were going to cook ourselves and have our entire Christmas day here for Amber's first Christmas day, but we thought no, we're going to have loads of times, because when Amber's older and actually understands what Christmas is about, we are going to want to be at our house almost all day, every year.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's make the most of having people cook for us on Christmas. And so we're waking up here, we're having the morning here with Amber, obviously some presents even though she has no idea what's going on. And then we'll be heading off to Carys' parents for some Christmas lunch with a couple of her siblings. Her siblings are kind of all in long-term relationships or married, so they're going to be all off in different places. But so I think it's just your sister and wife who's with us. So it's just Carys' one sibling and parents and her grandparents.
Yeah.
And then we're going to my parents in the evening to get the party going. Woo!
Board games,
With
card
my brother
games.
down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice then, because we'll be able to take Amber to
Exactly.
kind of the tradition that we've had so far.
Yeah, that's
Christmas.
that's literally been our tradition every year since
Yeah.
we've been together is Christmas lunch at your parents.
And I think that's another thing I feel
really
really grateful for, is that
Yeah.
our parents live really close together, so we can do that
both
split
on
day.
Christmas Day.
It's not as easy for other people, and that must be really hard, such as my
Yeah.
other siblings who have to one Christmas
Yeah.
there, one Christmas here, and that's just how it has to be for some. So yeah, it's definitely not something we take for granted.
But definitely when she's 3 or 4, whenever she starts having a little
Yeah.
idea, we'll be here all day. We'll
Yeah.
We'll be like, come to us if you want to see us.
Come to us! Come to the new family Christmas! Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you very soon in the next video. Lots of videos coming. November Muss, it's going well. Hope you guys are enjoying. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one.
Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.